In a quiet town where people spoke quickly and listened less, there lived a girl who collected forgotten words. Not loud words, not important words, small ones. Words like perhaps, linger, and tender. She noticed that no one said them anymore. They slipped out of conversations like autumn leaves falling from trees, unnoticed, and gone before anyone thought to reach for them. So she began to gather them. Whenever she heard a word nearly disappear, she would write it down in a small cloth-bound notebook. She pressed her pen gently, as if the letters themselves were fragile. At night, she whispered the words softly, so they would not feel alone. Because words, she believed, were like seeds. If no one planted them, if no one spoke them, they would fade from the world, and with them, something warm would fade too. Then something began to change. One evening, a restless wind swept through the town. Conversations grew sharper, shorter, colder. Doors closed faster, and voices carried less patience. And the girl noticed something frightening. The forgotten words were growing faint. The pages in her notebook shimmered, and some letters began to vanish. The word gentle flickered like a dying candle. For the first time, she wondered if she had started too late. But the next morning, she did something brave. She walked to the town square and stood quietly in the morning light. Her voice was small, but steady, and she spoke the words aloud. Perhaps, gentle, wonder, forgive, stay. At first, no one noticed, but a child repeated one. Then a mother smiled and said another. A shopkeeper paused before speaking and chose a softer word. And slowly, like candles being relit one by one, the words returned. Not because they were forced, not because they were loud, but because they were remembered. And as they returned, something else returned too. Patience, warmth, space for kindness. The girl kept collecting, not to save the words alone, but to remind people that the right word, spoken at the right moment, can soften a hardened heart, and sometimes warm an entire world.